Page 4 of Day by Day in 2023 is my cat, Mo. Mo, short for Mona Lisa. She, she's so sweet. She is deaf. She has absolutely no hearing whatsoever, nothing. So when we want to come up to her and let her know that we're nearby, we'll often like touch something that she's on, so she'll feel the vibrations and she'll know that something is there. She just loves to be loved, especially recently, just super cuddly. I would say she is 15 years old, hun. Is that right? Mo's 15? Wow, 15.
Might be,
Yeah, she was a stray, and this is when we lived in Titusville, and we had just adopted a kitten, Reggie, who's no longer with us. He just passed a few months ago, and we're like, let's get another cat. We can be friends. Well, we went to the animal shelter, and Mo stuck her paw out and tapped on Brian, and Brian's like, this is the one. And we didn't even know she was deaf when we first felt like this connection, like, hey, I think she'd be a good fit. So when we came back the next day, as we were doing the paperwork, they're like, oh,
that her name was Scarlett Ann at the time is deaf. And we're like, no, we didn't, but I think that will be fine. It just didn't really cross our minds as it would, I don't know. It just didn't really seem to change how we felt about the situation. So, Miss Mo came home, and she's just so loving, and she's always been loving to Reggie and to all animals that she comes into contact with. And we've been very protective of her, especially with not being able to hear, because when she was chased by Reggie and pounced on and played on, she's like, I didn't know you were there. And she would find these hiding spaces so that she could have her, time to herself. I think there was a time, I don't know, maybe about 7 years ago, we were starting to notice that Mo was just acting weird. And we would just kind of laugh, like, oh, she's getting old, and just thought that's weird. And finally, I looked at her one day and I go, ooh, this something's not right. Like, I think it was my husband. He's like, I don't think she can see. And it just kind of surprised me. I'm like, what? And we quickly brought her in to our veterinarian in Port Orange, Florida. And right away, she says, this is not good. Her retinas are possibly detached. And yes, she is either blind or close to it. So we quickly went to Maitland to a eye specialist for animals. And we found, well, we didn't know at that time, but after Mo was looked at, it was determined that, yes, her retinas had detached. We didn't know if they were going to reattach. And so all of these odd behaviors were because she was losing her sight. And the doctor had no idea why. Well, that doctor went to something over the weekend and apparently was speaking with colleagues about Mo's situation. And she had, gotten blood work and just kind of ran all these tests. And finally, it was really bizarre because Mo is an inside cat. It was found that she had I'm forgetting that word. What is that word, hun?
What?
What Mo had gotten. Fungus?
Fungus.
Yes. But it comes from birds, which is really interesting because, once again, Mo doesn't go outside, and it was causing this blindness. So very quickly, we brought her back in. We started to give her a medicine, and her retinas reattached. It was amazing. Just amazing. And we could definitely see that she could see again. She was walking with so much more confidence. And then we started to just, it was just great. It was wonderful. And to this day, we still give her eye drops. Sometimes not eye drops, but medicine. We don't have to give it to her necessarily every day, but we just kind of keep it going so that it does not cause her vision to deter. So I know, what a crazy story. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. But so Mo is a very special cat, and I've really enjoyed sharing something special in my life every day. This vlog, day by day in 2023, is definitely, these videos are not professional. They are very in the moment, and they're not really planned, but I think that's why I'm finding this adventure so enjoyable. So thank you for tuning in. I'm so grateful to share this sweet, sweet being, Miss Mo. So beautiful. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Have a great night.